Let's move on to Netcare very swiftly. Now, the group has significant hospital operations in South Africa and the UK.
Damn UK again. So there you go. And there, of course, you have the national health care operator and then the private operators at the margins. But with the Brexit uncertainty and people's worries about what's going to happen to the pound and all that, those businesses have been battling a little bit. Again, though, South Africa doing well.
Market cap, 47 billion rand, PE here, 16.4, dividend yield of almost 3%. Let's have a look at the share price graph, Paul.
So that is a proper 5-year chart. And there, you know, it did pretty well prior to the period. And in recent times, not winning too much. That looks more like a 3-year program chart, actually.
Not winning at all, actually. Yep. What do you think, Joseph? You think there's any win in that share price graph there?
Certainly not. I think it has been coming down gradually from a technical perspective. The most well-known brand in SA, I mean, from the men in the street, they all know Netcare compared to Medclinic. You know, your PE 16, slightly better at a discount to the market in terms of the overall market, giving a dividend yield almost double what Medclinic is giving. But certainly, I think, you know, the sector is just not doing well. I wanted to say the sector is sick, but you know, you can't really say that.
Well, to compound the various problems, let's talk about another one we haven't touched on yet. Did you notice that in yesterday's budget speech, Pravin Gordhan mentioned stuff about a national health fund? It looks as though what they're going to do is start diverting monies that used to be given to high earners as a medical aid sort of rebate in your tax calculation will now go to the National Health Initiative. What that's going to be is less clear. And for a long time, these private healthcare operators have been very shifty about that because in general, they don't like the sound of the state wanting to make advances into the space.
Without a robust national health insurance plan, the private players do benefit.
Well, they do benefit, but what the worry I think is that if the government starts, you know, flexing its muscles and saying, well, first of all, you know, they have to take patients from the state sector and not get paid for it, or they have to have caps on, you know, procedures and the rate at which those are remunerated, or if high net worth individuals start to get forced to, you know, go down the state route and then pay even more on a monthly basis for private health insurance, it might curb people's local spending. So there's that worry.
So can we come back to Netcare? Let's just talk about exposure to Netcare.
Look, we haven't talked about companies and management. I mean, this is one of South Africa's most successful corporate success stories. Motti Sachs, Jackie Chevel built the group out of putting together privately owned health facilities. Richard Friedland's been at the helm a long time. It's a tremendous business. They've done enormous improvements to their local facilities. This new Christian, why can I never remember the guy who did the first heart transplant? What's his name? Christian Barnard.
Yeah.
For some reason, I always want to call him Christian de Wet. Christian
Don't
Barnard.
get that one wrong. Look,
Cape
I
Town
asked
Hospital,
you about your exposure
it's magnificent.
here. The exposure.
We have none. We used to own them many moons ago at around 6 rands a share, and then they moved higher. The UK really is the big issue for these guys. The UK needs to come right.
Joseph.
I'll pass this one, not hot.
Hot or not, Paul Theron?
I'd say it's hot because the UK Brexit situation is a very unsettling and difficult one, but I think once they get through the other end, there are many industries in the UK which are more at risk than private healthcare. You know, things like finance, you know, trade, all that sort of stuff is going to be much more affected. The UK as a country has lots and lots of people with private health insurance and who need those medical attentions.
So you are hot on Netcare?
Hot on Netcare, still think it's